What's poppin', people? It's your boy Michael, and I am back with a brand new, or just another car series video. So I went over and I picked up the Pioneer head unit, the MB-S622BS, and I obviously had to get the harness and everything for it. So with that being said, you already know what's about to happen. I'm gonna wire these bad boys up, and then hopefully within the next like 3 or 4 days, I can install that bad boy to my car. Because right now I'm a little busy. Alright, so you should have guessed it, I've got no room to do anything, but this is currently what I'm working with. So this big mumbo jumbo bad boy came out of that blue bag with this little thingy right here, and I'm gonna assume this is all gotta somehow be attached to the actual wires for the head unit. And this right here is the head unit itself. It came with all this little stuff, you know, the screws, but I just kinda left those over there because I don't need them. The microphone for it to be actually like Bluetooth compatible so that you don't have to hold your phone while you're talking. And then the actual power strip, which actually has to be wired to all of that stuff. Alright, so about a day later and about a couple of hours of research, I've discovered absolutely nothing. So I'm just gonna do the basic wires, which is, you know, all the actual vehicle connectors to make sure that the speakers can play. And then I'll try and figure out all these other extra wires and stuff so that I can make sure my actual car can play music, you know, because that's kind of what I needed to do. Anyways, so here I've got this paper and I've got this paper, and it's pretty much just telling me all the connectors and which ones are the proper ones to connect to. It's pretty much color to color on this. But then I've got all these extra things to look at and all these extra things to actually plug and play with, so hopefully my car doesn't break when I hook it up. So I'm just going to start with stripping all the wires and get that part out of the way so that I can just twist and connect. Alright, so now that I've got all those stripped, I can strip some of these. And typically you don't actually need this or all these wires to be super long, so I like to cut the little bit of end on these so that they're all the same length, because you really don't need 42 freaking feet of one black wire and the rest are all equal. You can keep this extra part if you want. I usually do, just to have some extra, but I mean most people just throw it away. So now this is the system remote control. I usually do this one last because I always screw this one up, so I'm just going to strip all these wires and leave this one alone until the end. Just like that, I'm all done. And now comes the fun part where I've got to actually crimp everything together and make sure nothing is wrong. Because if anything is wrong, it means I've got to cut everything and go back and redo it. I'm not trying to waste any pieces right now. Alright, so I'm actually going to show you guys how to I wire the first one, and then after that I'll probably just end up speeding it up and put some music over it. But my uncle has always taught me, make sure you twist the wires before you actually connect them. And then you can use these things, either called butt connectors, you can use you can solder it, or you can just use caps which twist on. I like to crimp them with the butt connectors because I know that if I crimp them and I tug on it a little bit and it's a secure connection, it's not going to come out. Soldering, I don't know how to personally solder, and caps, I don't have enough of them, and I feel like crimping is just what I've been doing for most of my time. So usually you're not supposed to actually rip this much off, it's supposed to be a little bit less, but I kind of just went haywire with it. So you can do whichever end you want first. Typically I do the thinner wire first, and then I just crimp that thing. After I crimp it, like I said, I give it a little tug, make sure the connection is actually in there and secure. And then do the second end. And then after that, I just take the two wires, I pull on them a little bit. Nothing, I mean, it feels a little loose, so I probably could have tightened it a little bit more, but I'm going to also tape it up when I am done. Alright, so I wish I would have actually recorded actual footage of the wiring itself, but I'm just going to do a little voiceover to explain to you some of the wires and stuff like that. So first I'm actually going to start with the antenna wire. It's just the blue-white wire or the blue-yellow wire, I don't exactly remember, and then it's just a little antenna wire. If you have a JVC, one of the newer JVCs or a Kenwood, on the harness itself, it's going to have a probably an SWC or something to deal with the steering wheel, you actually have to wire that in. But all the other head units like Pioneer or Alpine and stuff like that, you can literally just plug the antenna wire into the back of it. Now, for that big blue module pack, you have to match the number with the head unit that you have. So in that little booklet that comes with the actual module, mine was 7 for Pioneer, so I had to match the little number dial with 7. But it goes from like 1 to 8 or something like that. So just make sure the number is matched, because if it's not matched with the head unit that you have, it's not going to actually play. So let's just go to the harness itself, get rid of the easy wires. So white, white, black, purple, purple, black, gray, gray, black, green, green, black, yellow and yellow, orange, white to orange, white. All your speaker wires and stuff to actually make it work, those are all color coordinated, so just match those few wires together and everything should be playing. If that's all you want to hook up, then that's all you need to hook up. Now for the antenna, so there is a blue-white wire that comes out of that. There is a blue-white wire that comes with the pack. There's also a blue-white wire that comes with the harness itself, and there's also a blue wire that comes with a power antenna. So you want to make sure all 4 of those wires are connected to make sure that your stuff actually turns on, and also so you get like FM and AM stations and stuff like that. So that big red wire, plug that right into the antenna spot in the back of your head unit. So black is obviously ground, so make sure to connect black to black. Red feeds right to red, color coordinated ones that are probably going to be the easiest ones for you to do. So there's this thing called the TR7. It's practically a parking brake bypass. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I was told to buy it so that my car actually works, so I did. So on the TR7, obviously red to red, black to black, like I said earlier. So if you got 3 red wires, connect them all together. You got 3 black wires, connect them all together. There is a green wire that comes out of that. That green wire needs to go to the blue whites and that blue from the power antenna. If not, then it's something to do with the amps. I'm not exactly sure, but you just gotta make sure that's all connected. There is a blue wire that comes out of it, and it is for Alpine only. So you can just clip that down to the bottom. There's also, I think, a brown wire. You can just clip that down to the bottom as well. Nobody really told me what that wire does, and it didn't really affect me actually hooking up my head unit. And then there is a wire that is purple white. If you have a wire that says VSS or something to do with that, it goes to your purple white wire. So if there's a wire that I missed that you need me to explain, please make sure to comment down below and I will try to respond as fast as possible. Or if you just want a video specifically on wiring, I can make a nice 10-minute video on explaining which wire goes to which, and I can do some research about what the connection actually does to itself.
So also, while all that thrown around in the mix, I got this little nice decal coming in the mail. It says Michael Z Vlogs, obviously that's the channel name, so let me put that on the car real quick. Alright, so here we are in the car. Hopefully this doesn't really take too long and I can just do this all in one shot, but here's we go. Alright, so my luck, camera died. Anyways, here we go. Wiring this up. Alright, so now that everything is plugged in, I gotta obviously turn the car on and make sure it works, because if it doesn't, then I'm a little screwed.
The superstardom's close to postmortem. It only grows harder. Homie grows hotter. He blows his...
Alright, so there's an app that I can also use with this, but it's taken a year and a day to install. But I don't think I remember recording an audio sound with the old head unit in, so that kind of sucks because I wanted to show you the difference between the two. But I used to, the old head unit only went up to, I think it was 45 or 40. This one also goes a lot higher, like see 62. But I mean, I'm obviously not going to go past that because my bass is not in here yet, and the speakers also kind of still suck. I put the 5 1/4 in, but this actually takes 6 1/2. But let's just play a song real quick just to show you how good this is. And this is before I even adjust this. All I did so far was connect my phone to make sure it worked. I'm just playing this song for, you know, just to show some bass and everything around. So I definitely 10 out of 10 recommend this head unit. This is the MBH S622BS head unit. So just go buy it. So make sure when you're screwing stuff in, you don't always tighten the first screw the entire way. You just do a little bit on each corner. And then you can just go around back and make sure they're tight. Just because if you screw in one side way too much, it might offset everything. And on top of that, you could break the bracket. Also, don't do that, lose a screw. I just did it twice in a row. So this obviously isn't that hard to put back on, but there are all these things like I had on the door. But the difference is they are broken on here because the people who make these things suck. So hopefully it goes back in, but if not, I'm just going to have to buy a new one with all the attachments back on it so that I can just pop these out and just put this back on regularly. But hopefully it works. I don't know about you guys, but it looks brand new. The only thing I don't like I said, is there's this little gap up here, but other than that, get that head unit.
If you guys are new to this video, please make sure to smack that like button. This has been episode 2 of Mikecanic in the new car series. Like I said, if you enjoyed this and you want to see more like this, smack that like button. I'm going to be posting gaming videos real soon, actually. I just found some really cool adventure games on my computer. I like those story mode adventure type games that you can actually have fun with rather than just playing Call of Duty or stuff like that. I mean, I still have fun with those games and everything, but they're just so hard to make videos on nowadays because everyone does it. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe. Click the bell to get notifications so you know all the updates of my channel, whether it's an upload or just streaming too. So anyways, like I said, for the 3rd time, like this video, subscribe if you're new, comment down below what you guys want to see in the future. Have a great day, everybody.
Realest one that's repping, oh my God, if I die, I'm a legend. When they lay me down to rest, I know I was always repping, oh my God, my whole life, my words been my greatest weapon. I know I've been a